Welcome to Let's Play Rule the Waves 3 as Germany, starting in 1939. It's the middle of 1938, and you join us at the beginning of an unexpected battle, an engagement with light forces. We are just a little bit south of the entrance to the Gulf of Riga, and we're heading southwest into the central Baltic for reasons unknown. The time is just after noon, and we've got 11 hours almost of daylight. We've got two light cruiser divisions led by Hamburg on one of them, which is 9/16-inch, a 1920s cruiser, and over here the Bremen, which is a 1916 light cruiser, so quite old, certainly not the newest and the greatest, with 3 destroyer squadrons screening them. The sighting range is 27,000. It's cloudy, wind is calm from the north-northeast up here. It all seems to be, pretty straightforward. So let us see what on earth is going to come our way. Do I want to launch a catapult? Actually, that's a good question. I'm going to say no, because I don't know in what way they are going to launch. Oh, it was moot anyhow, because they've sighted something. Down here. So, unidentified. Let's crank them up to maximum speed. Let's do that for the Bremen. Only 27 knots for the Bremen and 31 for the Hamburg and friends. Now, we do have 2 separate controls, so we can decide to send the Hamburg and the like slightly to the south of this unidentified ship and send the Bremen slightly to the north, and that way capture whichever way it decides to go. I'm going to organize the destroyers out of screening and into support. So for that we want line ahead. I'll keep them under AI control. I think at this point, when we're engaging in battle, the ability to fight the enemy successfully is more important than any particular submarine, particularly because submarines, certainly historically, had a great deal of difficulty targeting ships that were charging around at full speed. Okay, so that's got them all going. Okay, hopefully this Sol ship is heading towards us. Ships, plural. Nothing to be too concerned with, other than my destroyers are deciding to do weirdness. Let's take them out of AI control. Is that their squad max? Not quite. And yep, let's do that. Okay, please tell me that the Russians haven't sent up 2 destroyers to get completely sunk by this force. So I'm going to bring the Hamburgs round to the west. Okay, so they are actually running away. So I'm going to turn together and get the Hamburgs to chase. Turning together might mean that they can not mask each other, particularly with, as you can see up here, the smoke is quite interfering of each other. So we want to avoid that. In fact, let's have a look and see what the hit probability is. So the Leipzig is not engaged at all. The Hamburg is at 2.13. So let's have a little look at the details around that. So basic hit chance is in fact 2.13. True quality adds Target sides substantially subtracts target aspect, how they're facing us, end on or broadside, is -10, so they're end on to us. Our fire control adds 20, our tech level adds 40. Target's in a loose formation, so that is -10, and 2 ships firing at the same target is also -10. So all the way up and all the way down, back to the same. Okay, let's come out of that. Ranges of 13 and 14,000 yards. I've been thinking a lot about gunnery lately, so it's good to remind ourselves. So the Bremen's still not open fire, but that's fine. There's a reconnaissance plane over there. Whether there would be any strikes. Okay, now the Bremen has started to engage. I'm going to take the turn together off and swing the Leipzig round in order to bring their broadsides to bear. So now the range has closed down a lot to 8,000 and 9,000. So I'm going to turn together and chase again. That would also help to comb any torpedoes that the Russians may have launched. So the Russians definitely seem to be slowing down. The destroyers are engaging them. I can only apologize. This does seem to be ever so slightly a bit like an execution. Obviously, the main aim is not to eat a torpedo whilst in the way. So they reportedly are slowing down. So I'm going to slow down as well, partly to improve the gunnery, although these guys have slowed down a bit anyhow. So, yep, they're taking hits. They're being straddled. Let's just see what their hit chances are. So, under 2 and under 3. Okay, and for these guys, these are all at 2s, 2.5 for the Leipzig. So, that's a reasonable basic. If you're scoring 2%, then you're likely to get some good results here. So this one seems to be slowing considerably. Just going to turn him in, and I'm going to turn them around. These don't seem to be doing anything of consequence. So let's take them both under manual control. Let's get them to just go behind the cruisers so that they don't foul the range. So we're going to go after this one because this does not seem long for this world because it's sinking. These can come down. No more need to shoot at the sinking one. I'm just going to go aim for this just to narrow, whoops, and then aim away because these guys have just launched some torpedoes. I'm going to take the turn together off so that we go round in a line. There we are. Scrunching up everybody. These guys can start to come round. These probably want to shift their target. And still avoiding our own torpedoes. Well done, Bremen and Ludbeck. They're determined to keep on It's slightly wild. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to take the cruisers out of this because we're done. And take them both north. Boom. Well, what can I say? Honestly, why oh why would Battle Generator send 2 destroyers up against 15 destroyers and 5 light cruisers? If I was in a Russian destroyer, I'd be looking to mutiny, frankly, because of the inactivity of the Russian fleet. Shocking. Let's look at the ship details. So they didn't score any hits on anything. We scored 76 medium and 14 light hits. I don't really think we need to explore that any more than we have to. Okay, we've got some crystal batteries finished, like a submarine, and our new Graf Stauffenberg. So however much they didn't want to come and fight us before, they certainly don't want to come and fight us now, I would imagine. And 4 more destroyers. Early search radar. Yes, please. That will be fantastic. I'm going to say no, just for now. Carrying on fighting. They've sunk an old U-boat. We've sunk one of theirs. We've lost one to a mine. They've lost one to a mine. We have 12 subs, they have 14. We lost 2 submarines. Who knows why? So click on that. Any particular news? Russians have expanded their naval air base. But otherwise, no. And the Russians have reportedly invented lightweight materials. Okay. Right, let's take a minute to check a few things. So first of all, any change on the diplomatic front? So no, Soviet Union and Italy are still at 15s, and the UK and Italy are still at 11. And of course, we're still at war. Fleet morale is fine. Unrest level is fine for us. We're not blockading the Soviet Union, but that might be about to change once the Stauffenberg has finished working up. So we have 90 ships in the area. Our blockade strength is 57, and theirs is 75. Okay. If we go to Northern Europe, our blockade strength is 8, and theirs is 3. Okay. So those battleships are, Russian battleships are doing something. They are stopping us from being able to blockade them. So it sort of makes sense in an annoying way. Ships in service. Let's just have a quick look at how we're doing. So Stauffenberg is just working up, and we have some new destroyers also working up. So they will be valuable additions to the fleet. In other respects, we've got a whole pile of trawlers working hard for minesweeping. We have 29 trade protection when we need 16. Our ASW is 132 when we need 54. So that all seems pretty reasonable. If we go to the submarines, they have been taking a bit of a pounding. We have one new ready one, which will just move to the Baltic to make up the numbers a little bit there. And yeah, a steady stream coming along. And we have 5,000 in monthly balance. We have a design study going ahead for our new cruiser, a battle cruiser. Have a look at the time. And for a new destroyer, we have an old new destroyer, if that makes sense, completing next month. A design study for the Berlin anti-aircraft cruiser. The Reichsgraf is going to be finished in 3 months, as is the Graf Zeppelin, the Scharnhorst in 4, and the Rune in 7. So good stuff. We just need to wait until the Graf Zeppelin's finished in 3 months' time, and then we can design a new carrier and get those built. So in the meantime, 5,000 a turn to build up our funds is sweet. Let's just have a little look at our aircraft types, because our dive bomber is old. Let's set it to year. So we have a fighter in development that is about to reveal itself. So that's nice. We have modern torpedo. We have an old torpedo. So let's... Now this is this one where this... I don't know why it lists it later, but it's not as good as this. At least in terms of speed, in terms of range, in terms of, yeah. So in everything that matters, I'm going to make this one, and its reliability is poor. So we're going to make that one obsolete and build up this torpedo force. We've already got 35 on stock. We have this older fighter. We have an old float plane. That would be great to improve. We have this naval patrol. I mean, these are all 36s. And yeah, we have this old dive bomber. So let's request a new dive bomber. And we would like much better range than 131. That is embarrassing when our torpedo bombers can go 265 at, yeah, definitely need range first, and then probably speed. That's got that one going. If we just check out our position in our new colony of Greece, we currently have 7 coastal batteries. So we've got 3 points of defense. We have the big 12-inch turreted battery still building, so we'll be able to see what difference that makes. And obviously we've got a cruiser down there. But everything else I think is fine. So let's push on. Coastal raid in support of land combat? Absolutely not. Action light forces for the combat? Nope. Convoy defense? Nope. And there's that last old modern destroyer. Short of orders, they would like another rune. Let me have a think about that. Now, if I remember rightly, a rune costs about the same as a carrier, 2,700 a month. 10% off obviously is attractive, but if I was to build this, I think it would be equivalent to denying myself a carrier. So I'm going to say no, much as, you know, I quite like that. The enemy is sounded out for peace, gaining disputed. So we should not let them off cheaply. Press for hard terms. I mean, we've been going for 15 months. We're not breaking into a sweat. We're only getting much stronger, and the Russians are total warring it anyhow. New fighters enter service, hooray! We've torpedoed and damaged a Soviet heavy cruiser, one of their new heavy cruisers that we haven't seen in action yet. Well done, U-20. Lost a corvette. They have an armed merchant cruiser, sinking 3 merchants in the Baltic. Boo-hoo. So they laid down a new heavy cruiser, but I mean, you know, that's going to take 2 years to build. They've done some rebuilds. Yep, nothing of consequence. So our new destroyer, and we'd quite like to build a lot of them. So let's start off with 9. New Von der Tann. Yep. Let's start that one off with 1. So let's put us into minus 5,000, but that's fine. And a coastal raid, a raid on shipping, a cruiser action. Nope. A battleship engagement. There's no battleships up there. And they've declined that too. All par for the course. So we've got a new submarine. That's great. The army wants to have some money. I can't see how driving tanks around. I mean, frankly, I've never seen the army do very much. Even if they score a great success, it's only like 1,000 victory points. Now, 1,000 victory points when I'm being denied the opportunity to score a magnificent naval victory possibly is more than you'd rate usually. A new private medium bomber that's a bit slower, but does have a hefty jump in range. So I'm going to say yes. That's still no torpedo, which is a shame. Or am I going to say yes to that? Actually, I'm going to say no. Effectively, I can't really use the range. And as I've mentioned in other places, I've yet to see the land-based air actually come out and attack anything. We've sunk an enemy submarine. Wow, that's nice. So they're laying down a lot of corvettes. We're auto building 2 submarines, which is nice. And war emergencies have shortened the construction of these by a month, which is sweet. There we go for that. And the Berlin. We'll just start the Berlin light cruisers with 1. Just to keep us going until these 2 guys are finished next month. Let's just go to the submarines, now that I know that the submarines don't automatically go to the Baltic when they are finished. And let's go into November. So, cruiser, nope. Raid on shipping, nope. Light forces, yes. Okay. Opportunity for offensive minefields. Yeah, okay. Then let's go to attack enemy ships. Yep. And let's go to the, there we are. Okay, it's nighttime, and it's going to carry on being nighttime for 11 hours and 15 minutes. It's a night battle. I'm going to take these off instantly because we know how this is going to go. Oh, it's not letting me change the... Okay, let's say that they're really... struggling to select the other torpedo destroyers. There we go. Now we are, well, about to hit somebody. So we're close to Reval. We're just at the entrance to the Gulf of Finland. So let's see who pops up. May well just be another quick execution. You never know. And there they are. Ooh, right. Well, let's put these into some sort of more helpful formation. And have a quick look at what we want to do. So I'm going to take the cruisers straight away around to cross the T of these two. I'm going to... these are not in a good position. I would ideally love to take them that way. Well, let's do the cruisers. So we're going to take the cruisers that way. I'd love to take the destroyers this way too, and then take these running up the side. Okay, let's just see what that does. So it looks from the silhouettes like there are some Soviet cruisers here, but we won't know until it resolves itself. Okay, a bunch of destroyers, which is fair enough. And the light cruiser. Well, at least it needs to be said. Let's get some torpedoes in the water. And let's bring this one round. And let's bring these bunnies round. Yes, that's what we want to see. Ooh. Ah. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, well, yes. Ouch. Right, so let's detach. Yes, and let's take the Hamburg out because otherwise this is all going to be very painful. This is the big trouble with nighttime. All sorts of stuff happens. So they seem to be massacring us with torpedoes, and we seem to be doing nothing whatsoever to them at the present time. Now I'm going to swing the Hamburg round because I don't want the Hamburg to go too far away. Otherwise, everything will go into automatic like that, and that, and that. So that's absolute chaos now. Yep, absolute chaos. So I wish there was a flag that showed you whether a ship would be brought under fleet control. So they've loosed off some torpedoes, heaven knows where. And I find this very confusing, so I'm just going to go to Preferences, Sound and Video, and there's Show Ship Side Flags that just help to show where on earth the Soviets are relative to us. So they've got 3 up there. They've got 1 here. I've seemingly lost sight of their cruiser. They seem to be launching at no one in particular. So let's get everybody to turn north. Hello. Who's this chap? Is this the light cruiser? Apparently. The destroyer. And need that really to equalize all the rest. Oh, God. Ah, you're kidding me. Right, back to where you were, everybody. I may have forgotten to make the cruisers go faster in all of the excitement. So currently this is looking like a bit of a defeat. Not wanting to sound negative. Ah, that was on radar. I didn't realize we'd only just discovered radar, so I didn't realize that. Don't know where they're going. Okay, let's add our radar. No, that's our radar range, unless that's like way out. No. Unless they put it on the destroyer or something weird. Okay. I'm not sure why I'm seeing a radar, but let's go chase. And sort ourselves out a bit. Yep. They're not long for this world. And they are sinking. So somebody is holding back. Oh dear. They're all a bit eek. So perhaps I'm just going to take them out of the fray. They're okay. They probably need to come out as well. Not thrilled with them either. Let's go to max and see if that does anything. Well, well, well. So it's over there. Behind you. And disappearing again. Okay, let's see if we can chase down this. Here we are. We have properly found them. Whether we're able to capitalize on that at all. Okay, well, we seem to have dispatched a couple of those destroyers. Doesn't make up for the loss of the München. Of course, it's very possible that the Soviets never had any cruisers there at all. Strangely, doesn't seem to be shooting, oops, at all. Come on. This is just so totally unidentified. We have no idea who you are. Bang. Okay, I think that's probably as much as we can do to recover the situation. Oh well, we sunk 2. I didn't realize that was our objective. And let us head towards Reval. I don't think there's much else. There we go. We vaguely head to port. So some more torpedoes loosed off at that, whatever that was. And we can go down to cruising speed. So yeah, a bit unlucky with the München, or clumsy if you prefer. I'm willing to take that on the chin, but you know, night fights, they always are. They always have that special quality, especially when, you know, you're just literally smashed into them at 0 range. And there we are. So let's see what the damage was. So no, they didn't have a light cruiser. It's a victory to us, surprisingly. We sunk 4 of their destroyers and an auxiliary. But yeah, expensive loss of a light cruiser that I don't have many of, and I'm not super happy about, even though it was one of the older ones. Bit of a shame there. Let's close that and exit that. Okay. I think that's the second battle of Oldenshome, so that. Another submarine and the Graf Zeppelin. Hooray! Why is this? Honestly, if you play France, you expect ships not to reach their design speed, but there's something in Germany that has meant that repeatedly their capital ships are not reaching their design speed, which is, you know, really annoying. And nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's random and, you know, there you are. Boom. There goes our oldest sub. And one of our corvettes. Let's look at any information. So they've commissioned one of their heavy cruisers, the Molotov. Let's hope we'll be seeing that soonish. Okay, otherwise, nothing of great note. If we have a look at the almanac and go to the Soviet Union and have a look at their ships, they now have 2 heavy cruisers in service. But yeah, 2 in service. Another projected this year, so whether that's going to complete next month or not, I don't know. 9 9-inch guns. All right. So let's close that. Ours are all 8-inch guns. Well, on that slightly disappointing note of irritation, at least our monthly balance has gone down to minus 5,000. Let's look at the ships under construction. And the Scharnhorst is going to improve that shortly. And then, yeah, we'll be able to enter into 1939 with our first fleet complete, our first fleet enhancement complete, and our second fleet enhancement underway. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Two slightly unsatisfactory battles, having one an execution and one Pyrrhic victory. Please join me next time.